Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another series of What If. Today I'm joined by Harrison again. Harrison.
Hey, what's up?
So today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, and I kind of want to know what's gonna happen. Like, what will happen if Ash ended the series in Sinnoh? Well, I mean, Sinnoh ended like many years ago, but like, I feel like that was like the ending point of his adventure, where we have Brock leaving to become a Pokemon doctor. Dawn going to, I think she's going somewhere for Beniri for a contest, and Ash was like, I think at that point in Ash's journey, he defeated mostly everybody, and probably had the best accomplishment he's ever had. You know, you beat Paul, which probably arguably the best rival he probably ever had. You know, though he never won the Pokemon League, we know if Tobias wasn't there, he would have won. And I'm just coming to think, like, do you think like he could have ended his journey there, or would it have been a good ending point and have Ash stop his journey there and have a new main character going on to the series? Or do you like how it's going on now?
Well, you bring up some pretty interesting points. For one thing, I do think Paul is actually one of the better rivals in the series by a long shot. Just because, like, for one thing, Paul was just like a straight up like a jerk. So like it just always felt so good when Ash like finally beat him. And I think that's really true to the games, in a sense that like the better rivals are the ones that just keep pissing you off, that to the point where I feel satisfied that I pummeled them to the ground. The thing with Sinnoh is that Gen 4 as a whole was almost kind of like the end of the series, in the sense that Gen 5 became kind of like a reboot for the actual Pokemon series. So it kind of leaves it off more like almost like an actual finale rather than open-ended. Because if you look at the other endings for the other seasons, you notice that there's some sort of transition into the next generation. Except in Gen 4, it was a little bit more abrupt. Because I'm just gonna say this right now, I did not like the black and white anime. The black and white anime was just not good. I like black and white. I didn't like the anime. Had it not been for Action Replay user Tobias, Ash for sure would have won that league. And it would have been nice to actually have someone else, take over the series, and have Ash kind of like come back in cameos. Just because by this point, let's see. I think GP ended in 2000 and like early. It was like the late 2000, early 2010s, right? And Pokemon had been around by over like almost 15 years by this point, and so it would have been nice to have a new protagonist like show up. And I really like that they add like the new characters and the new lead, like secondary leads and stuff. But like it just gets really, I don't know, saturated having to watch the same character over and over. Because we grew up with him, but like it's just not the same when like everyone else is like all grown up, and like you look on the screen and you see Ash is still 10 years old. So it's just a bit frustrating at times. But let's see, like I do think that with the Diamond and Pearl chapter, the way it ended, it's great that they brought the characters back for later seasons. My biggest gripe is that with first of all, Brock. So he left to become a Pokemon doctor. And respect that, for real. and then Don went to train, become a better coordinator. But my issue was that like when they did come back actually in the Sun and Moon anime, and then the Journeys. I haven't watched it. I've just seen snippets. But when they came back, you look at them and just like they haven't aged. Like I thought they went off to achieve their dreams, but they look exactly the same. So I feel like there's like no progression. Because again, like Gen 4 is like for sure, in my opinion, one of the better gens. It's kind of up there in terms of climatic themes. I mean, you literally have gods, like creation, right? And hell, I mean, Team Galactic in that were actually a threat, more so than our usual Team Rocket trio, excuse me. So if Ash had ended his journey in Sinnoh and someone else had taken over for the rest of the series, or had different characters taken over the series, it would have been fine. Just because they had explicitly said that the Unova region is like pretty far removed from like the rest. Like Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, and Hoenn are pretty close to each other geographically. I think if you look it up, you can probably find geographically those regions are pretty close. I mean, you actually have in-game confirmation of that. The Sinnoh and Johto region have a joint area called the Sinjo Ruins, signifying that the cultures had once meshed. Not to mention, if you look at Hisui, or the Hisui region, which would later become the Sinnoh region, there's a lot of Johto influence there. So geographically, they're very close. So being able to relocate with us to a different region, a different part of the world, a new character would do just fine. But what do you think, Choose?
I honestly do think like the point I've been thinking like during Ash and his journey for like in Sinnoh for a very long time, mainly because like I feel like Sinnoh had everything. Like you had the best time long friend Brock, who's also leaving, who honestly I think he was the best side character ever. Like he was there from ever, and he left to become a Pokemon doctor, which is amazing. Dawn left for Bernier's beauty contest, and at that point, Ash, I don't know if Black and White was a thing yet, where Ash was gonna go to Unova, but I was satisfied if he ended his journey right then and there, because I feel like Sinnoh gave the most to Ash. Like he accomplished the most out of everything. He fought gods. He beat Paul. He made it to top 4 in Sinnoh, where arguably he should have won. And like, I just feel like that's more the complete version of him. Well, until you get to Kalos, obviously, but
right. But Kalos wasn't conceptualized just yet.
Yeah, so I feel like he, in that form of him, he accomplished so much that like, I think I was satisfied if it ended right there.
I mean, not to mention, look at his Sinnoh team. I mean, he had powerhouses. He should have evolved a couple more of his Pokemon, but powerhouses like Infernape, Gliscor. I mean,
a Gible that should have been a pseudo legendary.
Should have been a Garchomp.
Yeah,
but I don't know why he didn't.
I think he got him pretty late into the series, and I think I probably just wasn't enough time to train him before he got to the league.
Nah, that's true, but he had a pretty baller of a team. I mean, Raptor, Torterra, Infernape, Gliscor, Buizel. He probably should have evolved to Floatzel.
Yeah, Buizel, Pikachu,
Gible to Garchomp.
Yeah.
All the other rivals were all right, I guess. I mean, Barry was just like the friendly one.
Yeah.
Conway was weird, and Nando was there. I guess.
Pretty much. I mean, the only one we really look at is Paul, because I think I think with Paul, it's very interesting because Paul is the opposite of what Ash is. You know, he goes based on stats. He doesn't really try to train his Pokemon all the way. You know, I get
And
yeah. So
and I think with it's just the thing with Paul is that he actually feels like a rival because he does not like the idea of being outdone by Ash. Do you remember the Battle Frontier?
yeah,
The little like couple episodes with that where he fought Brandon from the Battle Pyramid.
and he found out Ash beat him. Yeah,
Yeah, he couldn't fucking stand by it. He was like, "Yeah, no, I challenge you," and he got
bodied.
he got
Yeah,
floored. He got bodied. That was actually a good episode because I found myself rooting for Paul.
yeah.
I remember just hating Paul like the entire time, and then I actually like came to cheer for him during that fight.
I guess Paul is just a good rival too because he's just the counter opposite of what Ash ever ideals are. Like whatever Ash is, Paul is just the opposite of it, and I like because Paul gave Ash a reason to properly train his Pokemon. I guess in a way, with Chimchar, I guess is like you see the proper way how he trains it to how Paul trains it. He became a great Infernape, arguably maybe his second best Pokemon he ever had.
After probably Greninja.
Or Gudra.
Or Gudra. Oh, I mean, he has a Dragonite now too.
Yeah, and a Dragonite now. Yeah, so like
before all that, but yeah.
Yeah. But arguably, that's probably his best fire type. Like, so I guess I really like that part because it goes to show like they're two different trainers, but like it's also like their philosophies how they train their Pokemon.
Well, see, the thing is, like, Ash has a whole bunch of powerhouses. It's just I don't know why he just chooses not to evolve them. Because, in the farm, well, I say farm, but with Professor Oak, he also has, his Muck, Snorlax. I remember his Snorlax used to be such a problem, but now it's such a powerhouse. Heracross, dude, he should have evolved Bailey's to Meganium, Quilava to Typhlosion, his Totodile to Feraligatr. He has that Donphan. Donphan's pretty decent. Swellow can be good. Sceptile, that Sceptile went hard. Sceptile went hard. Corphish maybe should evolve to Crawdon. I forgot he even had a Glalie. Do you remember his Glalie? I completely forgot.
He did. I don't think he did much. It's in Frontier Brands.
No. But I mean, Glalie is a cool Pokemon too.
Yeah.
I just, although I just wish he could at least catch one legendary Pokemon. Like, is it that hard? Like, in the new series, what was that dude? Go? Caught a freaking, like, Suicune? And I was just like, that's BS.
Yeah?
One legendary. I mean, I guess the rarest Pokemon has that shiny Noctowl.
Yeah, shiny Noctowl.
Yeah, but it was just for the novelty, and then that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much. I was really sad with like that team in Sinnoh would have had such a good powerhouse. If that Gible would have evolved to a Garchomp, it's a pseudo legendary in his pocket right away.
I know. I felt like he could have stood a much better chance against those legendaries. Because, like, we know firsthand just how strong Garchomps are. I mean, look at Cynthia.
Yeah.
Like, that Garchomp is a menace to Nuzlockers and just people playing the game in general. And I actually come to find out, I never played it, but in the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, all the gym leaders, Elite Four members, and Cynthia, they have competitive movesets and perfect IVs.
Yeah.
At the very least on the rematch. I don't remember about the initial, but like that's just straight scary. A perfectly trained IV Garchomp outspeeds everything. And if his Gible was able to actually perfect Draco Meteor instead of using it as a homing missile to find Piplup.
Yeah. It's
there's no telling how far he could have gone, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So overall, like, before we get to Kalos, I do think, like, Sinnoh is like the whole package of what you get from Ash. He's achieved many things that that is still probably not par for what it is what it is before. I think my only, not really regret, my only disappointment was like, one, of course, he didn't win the Sinnoh League, and like, two, I really did think like it really should have ended right there with him, Sinnoh. Those were probably my only two disappointments. Like Tobias being there, obviously, but like, all my also disappointment is like, I think this is a good stopping point where you can stop Ash journeys right here and put a new main protagonist in.
Yeah,
You know?
well, the thing is like with with Tobias, they didn't really do much with him. They literally only wrote him in so he could
Yeah.
Ash.
Yeah.
Think about Ash's previous opponents in the previous leagues. Okay, Indigo Plateau, he lost to Richie, right? But the thing with Richie is that Richie had been around throughout the series as an Ash clone, but a friend. Like he's there, like he's a character that we know. And then he beat Gary in the Silver Conference for the victory. Indigo Plateau. And then in the Johto League, he lost against Harrison. But the thing is, like, Harrison was around a couple times as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember who he had lost to in the Hoenn League. Oh, it was the dude with the Meowth, Tyson. Yeah. But well, at least those were close fights. The Tobias one, that was just so one-sided. Tobias only used 2 Pokemon, and it took
the whole team. And Ash was the only one that got him to take out Darkrai. Everybody else just stayed there.
That's true, and I think the build-up too was just like no one was just going to acknowledge the fact that this dude had 2 legendaries.
Dude, he probably had 6.
He probably could have had a full-on 6. Like it's just total BS that like, oh yeah, we're just gonna. The thing is, like, look, like what was it, Darkrai? I'm pretty sure Darkrai is not just a legendary, but mythical. Right?
Yeah.
Mythical Pokemon, people aren't even sure if they exist or not.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we both know like Ash would have won the league, but I think overall, I think that what Ash done in Sinnoh was probably he incorporated moves based on everything he saw, like whatever Don's contest was, he used it for Buizel,
right?
And whatever, like even for gym battles, he started using some creative techniques that we never seen before. And I don't think I feel like we never saw that again, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, well, he has had some wild ass ideas that I remember as a kid, like thinking I kind of want to try that. Like, for example, do you remember? This is not Sinnoh, but this is actually Hoenn.
The Thunder Armor.
The Battle of Thunder Armor.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, this is so dumb.
Like that's actually BS. I remember as a kid using Thunder on my Swellow, and it just stopped.
Yeah,
I was like, this is not what happened in this show.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
Yeah.